Guys, we have Coldplay news! Literally, I've been waiting for this moment for so long, and I'm just super happy to announce that we have some stuff to discuss regarding Moon Music, the next album. Now, before we get started with all that exciting news, I did want to mention that I'm running a contest right now to win a $50 Amazon gift card. So how this works is I'm releasing a song of my very own this Friday, and to enter to win, all you have to do is pre-save the song. And since the song is released on Friday, definitely get that in before Thursday at midnight. I'll include links to that in the description as well as a pinned comment, but best of luck to you guys. And now that that's out of the way, let's talk about some Coldplay news. So the first thing that I wanted to just bring up really quickly is that Coldplay is coming back to tour today, September 20th. And they'll be hitting up the West Coast for a few weeks, but then go on a little break again in October, basically taking the whole month off and then resuming back in November. But one of the reasons why I wanted to mention tour coming back is that it's been talked about Coldplay performing a new song when they come back to tour. So it's possible that we could see a new single performed live as soon as tonight. And of course, I'll be keeping you up to date on all that, so definitely subscribe if you haven't done so yet. But also, I'm just like really excited for tour to start up again. It just brings this whole atmosphere that is just super exciting. I have a friend who I know is going to be there who's in the Discord, and I'm just super excited for them. And speaking of the Discord, I have a lot of people who like to share links to the live performances in Discord, and it's just really fun to be able to experience those with them and just talk about what exciting things happen during their performances. So if you'd like to be a part of that, I'll definitely include a link to that in the description below as well. All right, and now on to some super big news. Just last night, it was confirmed that Moon Music is coming out in May of 2024. And this news was released by none other than Chris himself. So there was this really cool meetup that happened last night that ColdplayXtra put on, and Coldplaying was there, and they tweeted out this. They said, Chris Martin just said at the ColdplayXtra meetup that Moon Music will be released in May. So there are multiple sources that are confirming this information. But we finally have a release date for this album, something that we've been waiting for so long, hoping that it would come out in 2023, and then getting the news it's going to be released in early 2024. Well, we found out that's true. It's going to be released in May of 2024. But of course, Coldplay has been known for saying things in interviews and kind of off the record that don't necessarily come true. But honestly, I'm super optimistic about this, and that's mostly for the fact that Coldplay has been on this long break from tour, and basically, that just gave them a bunch of time to finish this album. So I'm willing to bet that with this time, they came near to completion on the album and finished up some final details and felt comfortable enough to basically announce that they're going to be releasing this album early next year last night. But of course, you can let me know your confidence level in the comments below. Do you think that this is for sure coming out? I'm basically convinced. I'm at like a 98% here. But also, I'd like to know your thoughts on this timeline, because that's like, sure, over half a year away, but honestly, that's gonna seem like it just is gonna fly by. All right, so now I wanted to mention a few more notes that were shared from this meetup last night, and specifically by this person named Henry Furchow. And of course, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly, but just wanted to say shout out to them because there's a ton of really important information in this. They said, some takeaways with tonight's sit down with Chris Martin and Phil Harvey at Hard Rock Cafe in Seattle. 1, Chris spoke about the new album Moon Music, and they have bullets. They say, there will be a song called Jupiter that is about being yourself in tough circumstances. So we've actually heard the song title before, Jupiter, several times, and I've talked about it a lot on this channel, specifically very recently when I talked about how it could be the next single that we get. And I had a ton of fun speculating about that, but if you'd like to check out that video, it'll be linked right here. Henry also mentioned that there will be a song called Angel Song that will include Will Champion in a high-pitched vocal. It was played as a recording on Chris's phone as we all agreed to not record. So a song called Angel Song, I would assume is related to Angel Moon, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more of Angel Moon in this album, specifically because the name of the album is Moon Music. But I can't believe he actually played it for people. I'm really curious to see people's reaction to it and how much he played of it and just what it overall sounds like. I'm hoping people didn't actually record it, but I'm I don't know. It's hard to say that nobody would have recorded it. They also mentioned that previous producers such as Brian Eno and David DeRossi are working on the new album alongside Max Martin. Apparently the album is in a perfect place. Whew. I honestly love this news. Brian Eno is somebody who produced some of my favorite Coldplay albums, including Viva La Vida and Milo Zoloto, and working with these other producers just sounds like this album's gonna be fire. Like, honestly, this information is some of the most exciting news for me personally, and if you don't know anything about these producers, look them up and look at what they've done for Coldplay and in the interviews and the process of recording and producing. It's really good. Henry also mentions that there is something that is visually stunning that will be added to the Music of the Spheres tour in 2024, so that's exciting. They also say that there are songs that Chris flat out forgot how to play or are too difficult in the current format for the tour, such as Amazing Day and Daddy. And finally, Chris is a very genuine human being. He gave us his time and directed as much attention as he could to individuals in the room, including myself. So that's obviously something we'd love to hear, and obviously something that we know about Chris is that they're so genuine and so down to earth and just willing to talk about their passion in music. And yeah, I love that they included that there. And the last thing that I wanted to mention that I'm assuming came from this meetup too, but it was from someone named Emmeline on Twitter saying B-sides are coming back too. Eterna is one. Again, I don't have confirmation on the source and context for this tweet, but just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, Coldplay is back and I'm just so ready for this. I'm ready for the news and updates. I'm ready to give you consistent content about exciting things going on in Coldplay's lives. And I'm excited to share these moments with you guys. Like, honestly, these last few years have been some of my most energetic and most lively and just eager days that it's just really cool to see something to look forward to, you know? So as I mentioned before, if you're interested in getting more content just like this on the regular and all these updates, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget about that contest if you haven't done it yet. It's the end of the video, so I don't care if you leave right now, but it's in the description and a pinned comment. Make sure you submit that before midnight on Thursday Eastern time. But thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you and look forward to all this Coldplay news to come. But until the next video, peace.